time has come to return the map, as Apple TV releases the very first trailer for its upcoming reboot of the classic Time Bandits. Stick around to take a look at the trailer. I'm Brendan Sem for the New Wave Nerds. Subscribe down below for more nerd content and commentary. Now let's get into the news. So we've got here first up the very trailer that I mentioned, available at the Apple TV YouTube channel. Why don't we just give this a listen here?
Why can't you be a normal person with normal friends?
Well, I've Scott.
You're stuck in the past, Kevin.
You got to stop it with all these Vikings and the ancient geeks.
Freaks.
Ancient
As well.
geeks.
Mom, my wardrobe's moving.
Classic suspenseful music.
Whoa!
I like his glasses.
Hold on. How is he here?
What's going on?
Leafy.
Your room. It's a tiny
Lisa
dress.
Kudrow.
He's never done that before.
And it allows us to travel throughout the universe.
Tell me who you are, or I will steal you.
I am Penelope, and I am, in effect, the leader. Fundamentally, though, we are all equal.
Who are you guys?
We're the Time Bandits, a crack team of expert thieves. Nothing is too big for us to steal. Oh, okay, now that we're close, maybe it is too big to steal.
All right, so go ahead and give the rest of the video a watch there. It's a pretty decent, it's definitely a fun trailer. It is very, very Taika Waititi-esque, as you can tell, produced by him. You know, the whole soundtrack, from the editing to the trailer, it's very Taika Waititi. It reminds me very much of Thor Ragnarok. You know, this show, I mean, this is something that I'm more or less excited for. We reviewed the old Time Bandits when we did one of our Legacy My Father Before Me episodes, available exclusively on the RSS feed. Go and give that a listen. Let's see, it was 1981 when the original was released, and I thought it was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. It wasn't amazing, let's say. It didn't exactly blow my socks off, but it was definitely fun. I don't know if it necessarily needed a remake or a reboot or whatever you would classify this as, but I definitely think it could benefit from one. I will note that it is, you know, a moderately different story from the original one. In, Terry Gilliam's 81 classic, the Time Bandits are a group of little people themselves who were former, I guess, employees to the god figurehead in the film, and they had stolen the time map and were going around and getting up to no good. In this new adaptation, it appears as though the Time Bandits are not employed by this god figure. They seem to be, you know, not entwined at all. And we do get a scene later on in the trailer that shows Taika Waititi talking to his little people and telling them to retrieve the map and return what you have stolen. And so, you know, I think this is going to be fun. This is certainly a weird one. Like I said, I don't know if it's one that I would have picked of all of the My Father Before Me's that we've discussed. This wasn't high on my list of remakes, but I believe we did actually know about this for quite a while. I seem to remember in that episode talking about the expected reboot. I think it's going to be fun. It seems like a good place. This is definitely like a Taika Waititi kind of film. You know, he sort of embodies that culture, I guess, of the Monty Python. He reminds me very much of Monty Python, and some of the other work that he's done has had that same style of comedy, that same level of irreverence, and so I think this makes a lot of sense. However, I will say Taika Waititi has sort of fallen out of favor with me in the last couple years. He hasn't done all that much stuff, but there have been a few missteps, let's say. Obviously, Taika Waititi did Thor Ragnarok, which is arguably, well, not arguably, it is definitely the best, this is the producer side, definitely the best Thor movie, bar none. But then again, he also did Thor Love and Thunder, which was, let's say, disappointing, to be polite here. I didn't enjoy it really at all. I think it suffered in large part from a lot of the problems that have plagued further MCU stuff. Just the effects themselves were bad, and Chris Hemsworth himself has said that he sort of played. He did a bit of a parody of himself when doing Thor Love and Thunder, and he went way over the top, and that's something that he would like to return and fix. Notably, we also have an episode of The Mandalorian, which I didn't remember. Chapter 8, Redemption. Let's see. This isn't the finale of the season, is it? No, it is. Okay, yeah. Well, this was a really, really good episode. I didn't realize, or rather, I didn't remember that he had directed that. But man, what a good episode. What a good show. So there's, we've got a weird amalgam of things, right? And we have Jojo Rabbit. This is one that I haven't seen. I know that my dad said that he really enjoyed it. I didn't realize he played Hitler as well. That's a little weird. That's kind of funny, though. Oh, Sam Rockwell's in this? I'm definitely going to have to give it a watch then. Sam Rockwell is great. But I know that my dad liked this. However, my grandparents were not fans. And all I've heard is mixed things. I've heard some people say that it's great and others say that it's terrible. Oh, it's only on FX now, so I'm not going to give it a watch just yet. 58 Metacritic score, not incredible. But it did win an Oscar. Let's see in which category. Once it loads, if it does load, perhaps, okay, well, while that loads, I guess there's some issue with my internet for some reason. But we also have the What We Do in the Shadows. So this is the TV series that I haven't seen. He's only directed a few episodes. I don't know if he might be attached as like an EP on that. But the original What We Do in the Shadows, I remember very specifically watching with Dad and Brady, and it's just hilarious. It's a mockumentary about some vampires. So good. So good. I didn't realize he wrote it as well. I might have to go back and give this a rewatch. I don't necessarily remember anything, or I don't remember much about it, just that it was hilarious and blew my socks off. Let's see. Oh, yeah, look at these dapper gentlemen. Ooh, standing underneath the subway sign. Let's go. I mean, they are dripping right now. I'm not going to lie. I'm not really into fur, but I'm definitely feeling Taika's fit. I like the gray with the, what would you say, cream pants, perhaps? I actually really like this jacket, I'm not going to lie. I'm not so crazy about the buttons. I feel like, I don't know, I can't quite put my finger on it. Maybe there's too many. Maybe if there were 4 instead of 5 and they were a little bit spread out. Or perhaps if the 5th one were just like a teensy bit lower. I don't know. Wow. I'm sorry, I got distracted by the top hat. I didn't realize. Wow, that's amazing. But definitely go give that a watch. Let's see, Jojo Rabbit, it won Best Adapted Screenplay. So that's a notch in Taika Waititi's belt, as it were. Let's see what else. Best Motion Picture nominee, Best Actress in a Supporting Role, Costume Design. What the heck year was this? Why doesn't it say? Oh, I guess 2020. That was really stupid. Let's see. 2020. What am I looking for? What won? Oh, yeah. Parasite. Oh, I forgot. This was the year of Joker. Well, this was the year after Joker because it's the Oscars. Who won? Okay, Best Supporting Actress. Laura Dern in A Marriage Story. That's one, I can't really say anything in particular about that, but that makes sense to me. Laura Dern is great. I've heard A Marriage Story is amazing. It's definitely one that I want to watch. I didn't realize Little Women came out in 2019. For some reason, I thought that was really, or not really old, but I thought that was much older. So we've got a sort of mixed bag from Taika Waititi here. We've got some really good things. We've got some iffy things, to say the least. I had forgotten that he was in talks to direct a Star Wars film. The last I had heard, though, that the production of that was a little imperiled, and so that we shouldn't expect to see that anytime soon. I think Taika himself had said that there was some issues there, then they were going to put it on hold. It could just be that he's got a lot of stuff on his plate. I mean, we had a lot of in-development projects, and I'm sure he was focused on this, this amazing, amazing series. Now, to round out this episode here, why don't we just jump to the article quick? So from IGN, we have this article. Time Bandits trailer offers first look at Taika Waititi's reimagining of 80s fantasy adventure. I don't know why I said adventurer. History's greatest heists await. The debut trailer for Taika Waititi's Time Bandits is here, offering a first look at the TV adaptation of Terry Gilliam's 1981 fantasy feature. The trailer sees Penelope Lisa Kudrow lead a crack team of expert thieves through time and space, hijacking history with the help of a young boy named Kevin, played by Kal-El Tuck. What a name. I love it. Who steps through his wardrobe, Narnia style, and finds himself transported to the past, embarking on more adventures with the ragtag group. So I will say, the child, Kal-El Tuck, based off of, however little we get to see him in the trailer, honestly pretty talented for a child actor. It looks like he's going to be pretty good, going to be pretty fun, maybe have some good comedic lines there. Normally, as we mentioned, child actors aren't particularly amazing. What are you going to do? They're children. But I'm interested in seeing Kal-El Tuck throughout the rest of these episodes. I wonder, is he going to be hilarious? Or is it, do they just pick the best parts to go in the trailer? But I've got hope. We also have Lisa Kudrow, as mentioned in the article there. Funny, as always. But what I will say is that it looks like she's basically just playing Phoebe. Like, I haven't seen Lisa Kudrow in anything else, but right in this, at least, it looks like, her delivery, her choice of words, it's very much Phoebe-esque from Friends. And so, I don't know. I mean, maybe I was hoping for perhaps a little bit something different. Nothing against Lisa Kudrow. I thought she was great in Friends, obviously, and I think she's going to be probably pretty good in this. She had, obviously, the funniest lines, the best delivery, and the timing is really, really good. And so I'm sure she's going to do amazing. It just, I don't know. It gives me pause, I guess. Oh my, she was born in 1963? So she's 60 years old and now she's supposed to be bandying through time? That's a little weird. Has she done much else? Let's see. Well, we got quite a big filmography here. Oh, she was in The Boss Baby 2. That must have been her best role. Space Force. I actually never watched this. I don't remember her in Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and that show was really good. Girl on the Train, BoJack Horseman, Neighbors, the 2014 Neighbors. Oh, Kablooey, wow, I bet that's great. Dr. Dolittle 2, yeah, so not much. Oh, she's Aphrodite. Oh, this is the TV series, Hercules. I didn't even realize that they had made a TV series. Huh. Well, it went on for quite a while. We got, 60 episodes? Man. Okay. That's the wrong tab. Let's see. What else do we have? Mother, Duckman, Coach Bob. Yeah, so really not that much. Definitely not much as a leading actor, to say the least. So I don't know. I'm curious to see. I'm curious to see her in other stuff. I'm curious to see if she actually is just playing Phoebe, and so here's the thing is I guess that is a problem with sitcom actors, or not sitcom actors, but perhaps it's a problem with the perception of sitcom actors, especially if you do something like Friends or How I Met Your Mother or The Big Bang Theory. These are such massive shows that practically everybody in America watched, and I think it's probably hard to break out of that character, right? Because that's what you've been known for, and it's probably hard to get other roles because the audience perception is, oh, this is Phoebe. Oh, this is Sheldon. I think that's probably a tough situation. I have to imagine, at least, especially when you've played them for 10 years in the case of Friends, or 13 in the case of The Big Bang Theory. I got to imagine that is a problem. And that might be, I wonder if that's why it feels like she's just playing Phoebe, because it felt like all of the delivery was the same. Maybe it wasn't actually, and that was just my perception of it because I've only seen her in Friends, because I've, watched that show 1,000,001 times. I don't know. That's certainly something to think about. But that is definitely an issue that I've noticed with sitcom actors, is it's very hard for them to sort of break out and do other roles. Jim Parsons is one of the Jim Parsons and Jason Segel are some of the few like sitcom actors who I feel have really sort of been able to expand out. And even Jim Parsons is not really all that much, right? I mean, we still got one of his biggest credits is still Young Sheldon, right? So I believe he was in here we go. This is what I was thinking. Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile. This is the Ted Bundy flick with Zac Efron. I haven't seen this yet, but Shade said that it was really good, and so I definitely want to give it a watch at some point. But at this point, why don't we get back to the article here to learn a little bit more about the show. Apple said the eccentric crew of bandits will witness the creation of Stonehenge, see the Trojan horse in action, escape dinosaurs in the prehistoric ages, wreak havoc during medieval times, experience the Ice Age, ancient civilizations, the Harlem Renaissance, and much more along the way. Waititi created the Time Bandits tale for television with Jermaine Clement and Ian Morris. The trio has served as executive producers, writers, and directors, with Clement and Morris as co-showrunners. Garrett Bosch and Tim Coddington also executive produced with Jane Stanton, who executive produces for Handmade Films. The ensemble cast for Time Bandits remake includes Taj Murphy, Roger Jean, Sengiyama, Renee Tempt, Charlene, this is such a hard cast list to read, Charlene Yee, Rachel House, Kira Thompson, James Dryden, Felicity Ward, Francesca Mills, and Iman Hachidi, plus Kudrow and Tuck. Waititi and Clement also guest star as Supreme Being and Pure Evil, respectively. The 10-episode series will premiere its first 2 episodes on Apple TV Plus on July 24th, followed by 2 episodes each week through August 21st. 2 episodes each week is weird. Normally it's just 1 episode. I mean, I'm not opposed to that. I mean, the more episodes we get, the better. But I guess I don't even know why I'm saying that, because this likely isn't even going to be one that I'm able to watch right away, because I don't have Apple TV. I don't know how expensive it is, but I'm not necessarily willing to pay for it, because I don't know how many shows on there that I'll actually enjoy. At the very least, I can put this off for the next 3 weeks or so until the show comes out, and then maybe I'll consider it. I mean, I guess it'd only be paying for like 2 months. I'd be paying for July and August. Or Ultimate Strat, I'll just wait until episodes 3 and 4 come out, and then I'll only pay for the month of August. That's another plan as well. I am interested to see Waititi as the Supreme Being. I think he could do pretty good there. I think he would probably be better suited to being pure evil, right? I think his comedic style and his delivery would be much better done there. To be honest with you, I'm not very familiar with this Clement fellow. Let's see. What is he in? His face looked fairly familiar. Jermaine Clement. Let's see. Oh, yeah. What do I know this guy from? Flight of the Conchords, of course. Also What We Do in the Shadows. Oh, yes, he's Tamatoa in Moana, the big crab, I think he is. The big crab. I didn't realize he was Men in Black 2. Let's see. DC League of Super Pets. Absolutely amazing. So we've got a lot of voice roles, mostly a voice actor, it looks like. Legion. What did I just see that made me... That's right. Aubrey Plaza. We talked about... Agatha all along yesterday, and I had read a post on Twitter where she was really good in this. I didn't even know that the show existed, so obviously I don't have any opinions on it myself. Rick and Morty for 1 episode. Oh yeah, Despicable Me, Jerry the Minion, let's go. Okay, so again, so a pretty good episode. It's a funny guy for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm not too familiar with him enough to know to say that you should switch the two of them. I don't know if he would be better as the supreme being, but I definitely think Taika Waititi would be better as pure evil. But let me know down below in the comments, what do you think about this series? Is this one that you're going to be watching? I will likely try to watch it. Hopefully we'll come back with a review with my father. And if you haven't listened to it yet, go check out our previous Time Bandits, My Father Before Me. Again, that's only available on the RSS feed. That's one of our legacy episodes. So definitely go give that a listen, and we'll be back hopefully with a review with me and my father. But until then, we'll be back tomorrow with a new news segment, and I'll see you guys then.